Live, re-rave, live.
Thanks, Kevin. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Real Brave Live. My name is Dan. This is Kevin. This is Van, the intern, the fabulous intern. And today we're going to celebrate Women's History Month with some fabulous music, starting off with Joni Mitchell.
Yes.
But first, I'd like to have a public service announcement.
This is an apology for last week.
To all Metallica
I'm
fans.
so sorry.
An open letter to all Metallica fans. Number one, I don't know what I'm talking about. And every time I look at the camera sincere, you know for sure that I'm reading from Wikipedia.
And I'd like to add to that, we're sorry. We're so sorry.
However, who cares?
That's the question we pose to you, the viewer.
No.
Do you really care?
No, because we live in the age of fake news.
This is true.
And if Kirk Hammett was the guitarist for Kill 'Em All, which preceded Ride the Lightning, and I got that wrong, it's fake news.
That's right.
Right?
That's absolutely right. This is mainstream media manipulating the truth and manipulating history. Which camera am I looking at?
I don't know.
Two.
You're fine.
I'm looking at this camera.
It's fake news. So
Totally fake news.
We got our facts straight. That's our responsibility
Right.
as
Right.
amateur music journalists.
Happened to be our best episode ever. Thanks for all the engagement and the hatred.
Yeah. There's no such thing as bad press.
So, I wish we could post some of the comments. Guys, seriously, we're sorry. Okay. Whatever.
And a preemptive apology for all the women watching as we celebrate Women's History Month.
Yes.
In our discussion of Joni Mitchell.
So, Joni Mitchell, the album that we decided, 50 years ago this month, this album dropped like a hot splat on the ground. Ladies of the Canyon.
Yes.
And this album is got one of the biggest songs of her career, which is Big Yellow Taxi.
Yeah.
And it's her third studio album. And I didn't know that Joni was Canadian.
No, nor did I. Nor did I know that she had polio as a child.
I did not know that either.
Yeah.
And have we confirmed that she's not feeling well at all? I think she's very sick to date. That could be fake news.
Can we get like a disclaimer?
I
like a blinking thing at the bottom whenever we say anything? Like this might not be true. Yeah, I loved the album. I did not know Big Yellow Taxi was a Joni Mitchell song.
Okay, who do you think it was?
I thought it was John. Is it John Mayer who has a famous cover of it now?
No, but the Counting Crows did it, and it's like
Is it
one of
there?
the most angry moments of my life when I heard that. Yeah.
That one? Okay.
And then another female artist, I think, covered it in the 90s.
And some.
I think it's one of the most covered songs that
Bob Dylan covered it, which is
Yeah.
out of style for Bob Dylan, who is usually covered, the coveree of a lot of songs.
The coveree.
Yeah.
Well, I have to say, I've never listened to a Joni... Actually, that's not true. I have listened to Joni Mitchell. Got to listen to it today for the first time. This album specifically, which was released on March 2nd, 1970, 50 years ago. God help me. And this is something that I think I would listen to all the time from here forward. It sounds relevant, some of the stuff, except for the Taxi song. I can't deal with that. But the lyrics of the Big Yellow Taxi song,
They're still relevant.
very relevant,
Yeah.
because it's basically it's poking or pointing a finger to development.
Yep.
Yes, thank you. I got that right.
Yeah.
A disclaimer beneath. I don't know what I'm talking about. Do we have that still?
Oh, we do.
You're working on it? Okay, good.
I belong to a Facebook page. I follow a page called Ecotone and Pedagogy, and it's all about environmentalism and what newest horrible thing is happening to the environment and indigenous species and all that. So it resonated pretty hard with me, as I'm sure that it has with a lot of people since the 70s. But it was, at the time, it was I don't think it came. It did not. I think ranked number 26. No,
Number 27 on Billboard 200.
but that was when that was a live release on that. When she did a live release on that song, it was number 27, but it didn't even get on the 200 when the album came out.
Oh.
So, but it is like a political song, you know, talking about, how industry is kind of paving over a lot of our natural resources. Not to get political.
No, we're not going to get political.
Also, we don't know what we're talking about.
That's true. Did you ever hear you've heard of Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young?
Yes.
Very influential band from the 60s, men, so we're not going to focus on them. But very good friends with Mitchell and very good friends in a variety of ways, relationship-wise and just friend-wise. Mm-hmm. And this album has some of it's based on some of the friendships and the relationships, some of it, not all of it.
I don't know.
Yes.
It's sort of in the same vein as far as like American folk goes. Like Joni Mitchell really, she took that, and she developed on it quite skillfully. Like a lot of, on a music theory level, a lot of the chord progression, the chord changes, the harmonic balance, it's really, really sophisticated and it's really cool. But to like a layman who's just listening to it, it just sounds pretty.
Sounds really nice. The
but
guitar work is it's significant. I could hear current artists having Joni Mitchell as an idol because some of the songs on this specific album I'm hearing in not in order of importance, but Sarah McLachlan, Fiona Apple. Mm-hmm. I definitely heard it in there for the first time, and I never usually just heard her sing-songy, beautiful voice as like something that was significant, but I was never like, wow. And for the little bit of time that I got to listen to this album, and I'm seriously keeping it in my playlist, I was blown away.
I really liked the song Woodstock. Starts out with like a kind of a blues riff in, I think it's D minor on a Rhodes piano, a Rhodes keyboard, and I just like the sound and the texture of it. It was a good contrast to the rest of the album, which is very acoustic guitar heavy, and then all of a sudden you got this like bluesy sound happening, and it was neat. I thought that was neat. Side note.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize until I got up on the stage. Check out the brand of this ukulele. It's so relevant. Can we get a close up on that?
I can try.
Come on.
You gotta put it more towards Dan.
Van Dan.
You gotta make it horizontal.
It's gotta be horizontal.
Horizontal. Keep inch it. Perfect. There you go.
So it's a Mitchell ukulele, and that's just coincidence.
Can I call you Kevin Claude?
Yes.
So we can be Kevin Claude Van Dan?
Yes. Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
All right. Kevin Claude Van Dan.
It's just out of order because it should be like Kevin Claude Van Dan, but it's this way. Okay.
Any other?
You had some interesting things to say about.
I had interesting things about Joni Mitchell.
Yeah.
I mean.
Okay.
Okay, the thing is, I know she was like very influential. Like it's like what Prince said he was inspired by her, and like Prince is huge. And I think the first time I found about her was actually from a movie.
Wait, do you listen to Joni Mitchell?
I started listening to her
today.
From a movie 2 years ago.
Okay.
It was Love Actually.
Okay.
And then like it was
this is how people get music nowadays.
Well, because
no, it's true.
I'm also I'm a media production major. It works. So because in the movie the main character, like her husband's like having an affair, right? Mm-hmm. And she was known saying that like Joni Mitchell like helped like her realize her emotions, like that she's been suffocating, and like a lot of women have that where like they have to like kill their emotions down, they can't really show that. So then like there was like this powerful scene where she's like crying to like a new release from her, and it's just like so good. And then I teared up because I'm emotional, so like I've been listening to her since then because it's like it showed the impact of her, which is like I think a lot of women can relate to.
Well, look at that. Yeah. Look at that segment. We should call that segment
In the Van.
In the Van. Oh,
Back
Van Dang!
What?
anyone else.
Van parking only.
Okay.
True, but even as a man listening to Joni Mitchell, I could still a lot of what she was singing still resonated with me. And I'm not one who typically focuses as much on the lyrics, but
You never do.
very rarely.
What were you doing and focusing on the lyrics?
It was, I don't know, something about her music just made it very easy to like hear the song as a story and not just a collection of notes and words.
Do you have any comments? Comment below. Do you have any factual relevance that can add to this conversation?
Is anybody watching? There's no viewers.
No viewers.
We peaked, and
That's it. We went on at the top.
that's great.
I could have been a contender.
But now it's back to the fun.
It's good. No, this is all good. It gets better after we release this. That's when the pure hatred starts.
Yeah.
The vitriol, if you will.
Yes.
So Joni Mitchell, we love you. We hope you feel better. And thank you, Brendan. We're talking about Women's History Month and the contribution by the amazing ladies over the past 50 years. And we just concluded talking about Joni Mitchell's Ladies of the Canyon, which is just an incredible album.
And it's like the 50th anniversary, right?
50th anniversary. It was 50 years ago, March 2nd. So March 2nd, 1970. About 40 years before you were born. So, moving on. Van put together the other women that we were talking about. One of them is Aretha Franklin.
Oh, Aretha Franklin.
Aretha Franklin.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Formerly known as
No.
Aretha Franklin.
That's right.
Otherwise known as Aretha. So Aretha...
First I was afraid, I was petrified.
Jody? No, that's legit. Yeah. Not this album, though, my friend.
Oh.
This album is This Girl's in Love with You by Aretha Franklin. And got to listen to a little bit of it. This is actually ironic that 50 years ago, January 15th, 1970, this album was released. Because on this album is a cover of Let It Be.
Oh.
Oh,
Wait.
yes.
Didn't that also come out in the same year?
Yes. And I have a factoid. A true factoid. Are you ready?
Okay.
Paul McCartney sent that song,
Yeah.
Let It Be, to the record label.
Right.
2 months before. Look, I'm not even reading because I know this. 2 months before the release, hoping that she would cover it, and she did, and it is awesome. It is awesome.
I've never heard it.
It's really good. Of course, it's Aretha Franklin covering it. But I didn't know that because he loved her, has the roots in R&B from a very British standpoint, and sent it to her. She did. She loved it. Covered it. You listen to it. It sounds just like an amazing version of what you do. But actually, this album has "Son of a Preacher Man," "Let It Be," Eleanor Rigby, and "The Wait."
The Wait?
Robbie Robertson. I can't.
I know Son of a Preacher Man.
Son of a Preacher Man.
Whose lyrical content is a little bit too clandestine for this podcast.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, please refrain. The Wait is down Nazareth.
Oh, yeah.
Take a load off, baby. Okay.
Yeah, that's
We
it.
got people talking.
You gotta shout out Savannah.
Hi, Savannah.
Hello, Savannah.
A little shout out to you. I'm so happy that you're watching. And
Thank you.
thank you for watching. Is your dad making you watch to bring up the viewership? Just to let you know, Brendan, if we get 9 more viewers, we'll do the next show. This will be the next 50 years. We'll do the next show in Burger King Drive-through.
as we celebrate the 100th anniversary of Ladies of Canyon.
But I thought we had 9 viewers last.
No, at the same time. It's got to be.
He keeps
commenting.
changing the rules.
No. I said
He
at the same
is
time.
changing the rules. Okay,
Comments!
there was the 2 people who reconnected after years because they were an art teacher and a
Yes.
student. And there was like Terrence.
It was not 10. We counted them.
We count Terrence.
Yeah.
Terrence had like 15 comments. That doesn't count as 15 people.
But you have to count his multiple personalities.
Ah.
Yes, this is true.
This is very true. So,
Aretha Franklin.
back to Aretha Franklin. Aretha Franklin. Her version of Let It Be was the first recording of the song to be commercially released.
Get out of here.
I know! This is what people are telling me. Please feel free to correct me. But the Beatles did not release Let It Be as a single to March 1970, so it was 2 months later.
Yeah.
But it's interesting.
Well, I don't live on campus, so like...
It's legit, and it says it right here. Paul McCartney sent Franklin and Atlantic Records a demo of the song as a guide.
That's pretty cool.
It is very cool, and when you read the liner notes to what he wanted done, so McCartney wrote the song, and it was inspired by his mother, Mary.
I did not know that.
Okay. Mary, who died when he was 14.
I thought there was like religious overtones to that.
Yes. Many people thought Mother Mary was a biblical reference when they heard it, including John Lennon, who literally hated the song,
Oh.
which I did not know. And that's why he put, what's the song that's right after it? Maggie May.
Oh, dirty Maggie May.
Right after it.
Yeah, right after that.
Because it's got, whatever. And if you listen to what he says right before and Let It Be, now I would like to do Hark the Angels Come. And you can hear him say that because he's poking fun of McCartney because they weren't getting along.
Right.
See, we know what we're talking about.
That's rough.
We have any images?
Of Aretha.
Oh, anybody? Aretha.
Aretha.
Thank you.
I said Aretha.
I want to see if anybody else says it wrong.
No.
I'm the only one?
You're the good. We're the only one that says it.
It's terrible. I could do the Beatles stuff all day long, but yeah, I mean, there's some covers on this, and the rest of it was very kind of 1970s stuff.
Cool.
That's it about Aretha. The Queen of Soul.
Well, the album. We can talk about Aretha, the Queen of Aretha.
So she started out as a gospel singer. She started out in church choirs, and then she brought that gospel sound into R&B, and sort of kind of reinvented the genre in that way. A lot of the vocal virtuosity that carried over from the gospel tradition, which is the word I'm looking for. Hymns. No, it's not the word I'm looking for.
No, but R&B grew over years and years through. It's not just. I know you're trying to go back to like the jazz and like that the stuff that we were talking about last night, but if you go over the Deep South, one of the things I want to do in my life is to go to a Baptist.
That was the word I was looking
congregational
for.
kind of church, just so I can sing.
Right.
With wonderful like singers, like it's like the most joyous thing in the world. She comes from that background. I don't know if it's Baptist. Don't quote me on that. But
I think it is.
It is it? Because Whitney Houston came from that background too, right? We got to look this up.
Baptist. The Blues Brothers, when they're in the church with James Brown. Gospel church. Wait, no.
The gospel.
Baptist. No, it's not Baptist.
Yeah. Now we're gonna get stuck on trying to get the stuff right. The spirit of the Southern congregational hymnal coming into.
I think everybody knows
form.
what we're talking about. Yeah.
I'm gonna get too stuck on this. Don't let Metallica bring you down, man. Metallica fans, you and you Metallica Fish fans.
You know,
ridiculous.
Just be glad we haven't done a Fish episode because we would get torn to shreds.
I'll invite the 2 Fish fans that I know, and they live on my block.
What?
Cool.
They went to the.
They were at the Ringwood thing?
They were at the Ringwood thing, yes.
Okay, all right.
The Ringwood prom. The adult prom. Not the adult prom, guys. Sorry. You know what I forgot to bring up before about the Joni Mitchell thing?
What's that?
The lyrics to the album, like you were talking about before, they don't have that like 60s overtone, like the Jefferson Airplane. I was looking up Somebody to Love. It's like very light on substance, but her lyrics were fantastic.
Oh yeah,
Really good.
heavy almost. Hey Van, did we ever get the video from the last concert?
We did.
We did.
What do we have, Van? What do we have for the viewers?
What do we have for the viewers? You want to announce it yourself?
Kevin does.
Kevin wants to.
So, in the spirit of Joni Mitchell and celebrating women in music, one of my students here at the studio, her name is Sandy. She's one of my adult students, and as such has a very sophisticated taste in music. Joni Mitchell being one of her inspirations. So we learned the song "The Circle Game" by Joni Mitchell. It's on this album, Ladies of the Canyon, and she performed it here on this stage at our fall concert.
And we have a video of it.
And we have, for the first time on Real Brave Live, a video of that performance.
And you, viewer at home, you can let us know if the audio plays.
Yes.
Because we have no idea.
We really hope it does. I'm actually going to just pop it over here.
This high quality production continues.
So here's Sandy.
It's getting better each time.
It's getting
with
better
learning
each time.
And technological advances in this decade.
So here's Sandy with "The Circle Game" by Joni Mitchell.
Nobody knows.
Oh, is that my glass?
Sure.
And seasons, they go round and round, and the painted ponies go up and down. We're captured on a carousel of time. We can't return, we can only look behind from where we came, and go round and round and round in the circle game. Then the child moved 10 times round the seasons, skated over 10 heroes in streams. Words like, when you're older, must have pleased him, and promises of some made with dreams. And seasons, they go round and round, and the painted ponies go up and down. We're captured on a carousel of time. We can't return, we can only look.
All right. Little taste.
That was, yeah.
That worked.
It worked. And congratulations to Sandy.
And you heard us talking at the same time.
Yeah. So a lot of things were working.
Thank God I didn't say anything bad.
I had mute on.
Good.
It just didn't work.
Oh, not good.
Oh, you didn't hear me say all that stuff about our viewers? Our viewer? Or Kevin Blob?
Blob.
Kevin Blob.
Oh, Kevin Blob, yeah.
Kevin, baby.
Kevin Baby. So, thank you to Sandy.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Sandy.
For, I shot her an email earlier and I was like, is it cool if we show this? And she's like, yeah.
All right, cool. Well, maybe she'll check it out later. We did have another artist, but I don't think we're going to have time to do it.
Oh, who is it, though?
Dusty Springfield.
I don't know who that is.
Dusty Springfield.
Oh, we didn't even talk about Dolly Parton.
We're going to have... Well, I hope Dolly Parton had a record released in 1970, because then we can do it.
Oh.
Otherwise, forget it. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh man.
The history of music must include Dolly Parton, but Dusty Springfield.
You're gonna have to educate me on that. What if we did? Hear me out. What if we did a part 2 of women's history?
I think we could do the whole month.
You know,
I'm down for that.
different various artists each episode.
Yes. Cool. Hey viewers, while you're watching, spit out some some women musicians you'd like us to talk about in our next podcasts as we celebrate Women's History Month here at Real Brave.
Sure.
So,
You don't know any Dusty Springfield songs?
I bet you do.
I probably do.
You definitely do.
But I just don't know them by name or.
Well, why don't you re-educate the man briefly while we have 30 seconds? You could be re-educated by our...
It's really bad connotation.
We could be educated.
Educated?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's good.
Oh.
Reeducated.
Well, Dusty Springfield, she came up around the same time as the. Oh, she hit it off around the same time as the Beatles.
Okay.
She's Britain-based. She's like known as like maybe one of the most or the best pop singer in Britain.
Okay.
She was like she really hit it off because she was mostly inspired by American songs and songwriters and singers like Aretha Franklin.
Aretha.
So they,
I threw you off.
So she liked the back home backwater type music, and she bring that over to Britain and just electrified their music industry at the time. So she's like a huge thing. That, and she's also in a lot of different. Most of her songs like you'd know, like
Son of a Preacher Man.
Is that a Dusty Springfield song?
Yeah.
Oh.
And you don't have to say you love me. I only want to be with you. Like iconic songs that if you
Yeah.
look it up, you'll be like, I heard this.
You've heard
times.
as soon as you hear them, most of them you're
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, I've heard this. But Son of a Preacher Man is probably the most famous.
Okay. Cool.
And she's a Brit.
Mm-hmm. I do know she was super popular, and I know she had like struggles with the relationships and like a couple other issues in her personal life. So she went under the radar, but she's also lesser known because a lot of biographies like kind of didn't touch upon it. She was open at the time, and she even went on record. I think one of like London newspaper. Don't quote me, but she did go on record saying like she didn't see a problem. Like she can be swayed by a woman as easily as a man, and she's not going to change that, and that anyone could. And a lot of people feel that way. And after that, I think that's when her career started to decline because she was open and outspoken, which is super brave.
Yeah.
And
especially in that.
in
Yeah.
that era. So she's like
50 years ago.
yeah. So she's not only just like a women history like icon, but she's also like a gay icon for a lot of people too.
Cool.
Dusty Springfield, dusting off the path to greatness.
So close.
I ruined it again. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the show. We're going to continue with Women's History Month next month by interviewing all the great women that have... No, we're not going to interview anybody because we can't yet. But we will.
Maybe. We're sorry.
Next week we'll have more great music from the wonderful women of rock, jazz, pop, and more. Thanks everybody for watching.
We the brave, lie, lie.